Look at
Your
that.
desk is a mess.
Now you need to chill. All right. For a moment, we are sort of. Can anybody hear me there? Oh my gosh.
Daffy dog. Hi, Cindy. Well, the whole point of going live is so that way you don't have to type.
Can you hear me?
Awkward.
Oh, good, good.
Hiya.
So everybody can hear us. That's cool. So what's going to happen for everybody that's in here now is we're going to do a couple rules. We're going to talk about some things. And at that time, I'm actually going to turn the chat off just for a couple of minutes, get all that stuff done. And then we're going to start up by answering a few comments from the video that we posted originally. And then from there, we'll go into the comments or I guess the post, the chats, and see if we can answer your questions right there. Does that sound cool?
Can we just say hi real quick?
Yeah, that's my wife.
Hiya.
Hi, Robert.
Hello,
How you
Robert.
doing?
Hi, Carla. Andrea, Mark,
Lone
Cindy. Look,
Soul.
we have people here.
Where are you from, Watershed? Wait a minute.
Too loud.
I saw some of your videos. You do a lot of tractor videos, right? Who in the world
I ain't
would be
answering the phone.
Yeah, you gotta get it. If you don't answer, it'll keep beeping. I'll bet you that's the Amish painter. What do you guys want to wager?
No, church.
Our church?
Yep.
Oh, that's not good. If we get a call this time of night, it's usually the prayer chain, and that sort of gets interesting. Let me say that. Ohio, Andrew Wood, welcome. Rory Gold, welcome.
Oh, baby.
Mark Strickland, car warranty expired.
Oh,
Mine did. You guys hold that to yourself.
Okay.
Hi there, Plague of Badgers. Welcome, welcome.
Hanover. It's down along the Chesapeake. How was the new calf? Okay, so we had two. Did you post both videos?
No.
Okay, so we had two. We had one yesterday morning from our last Jersey heifer. It's the church. And he's doing fantastic. And then our last Angus heifer delivered the night before. So what, 24 hours ago? Not yesterday, but the day before. And she's also doing very well. So we're done with calving. We had what, four heifers and a bull calf.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Yeah. And the bull calf, he's like tiny. I mean, like back over. The bull calf, you can put him in your arms.
And
smaller than a dog.
He's the size of Luke.
Yeah, yeah. I don't know if you guys have seen Icky, but he's small compared to the other dogs we have on the farm.
Yes.
All right, we closed at 9 o'clock. We're going to turn this chat off. We just got a minute
left.
And we'll go over a couple of things, and then we'll get this thing going.
They're so cute, and of course, we already have a bull, a Jersey bull.
That's right.
So we can't keep this one, and this one's Biscuit's baby. So we really can't keep this one.
Anybody want a bull?
And of course, my kids are like, we have to keep it.
No, we don't. All right. You know what's funny, Mr. Strickland? We don't get robocalls here for whatever reason. Every now and again, you might get one, but it's kind of interesting because our phone system is so small. It's a co-op, locally owned, and it's only in Hart County, and they don't publish our numbers anywhere. So for robots, whatever you don't call them, they don't come to us. It's kind of neat.
Did you say you do need a bull? We have a cute little bull calf. He's got a little white spot on his forehead. He's adorable.
Oh, it is an A2 Jersey.
Yes.
All right. It is 9. It's 9 o'clock. So I've got to figure out how to turn the chat off. Hold on. Senior moment. Oh, here we go. All right. That's not working.
That's not it.
Oh boy. All right.
So
Well, you
could
know
we
what?
just pause?
No, we're not gonna do that.
Could we just tell them to
Oh, here you go.
pause?
Hold on.
Live chat.
Live chat. Okay.
So we're just pausing real quick on the chat side so we could go over some ground rules.
Okay, let me get my other. We run 3 screens here, so I'm going to look over on the right screen. We have a couple ground rules to go over. Hopefully, everybody's hearing me. The first one is, hey, I'm new to this live thing, so you got to bear with me. I don't know what I'm doing. I know there's probably some of you that do, and after this, we can talk about it. Plague of Badgers has agreed to be a moderator, and I'm really grateful for that. If I have to type, it's going to be in lowercase, just because I'm going to mess it up. Comments are off until we start the live stream. It'll be just a minute or so. A couple other rules: no cussing and no beating each other up. I don't think in the community that we're going to see that, but if we do, we're going to block you immediately because that's not what the channel's all about. We'll post this live chat or video tomorrow as soon as I can figure out how to do it because I don't know how to do that. I'll start comments in a few minutes after we go over some other rules. Chat will come on. We're going to have about a 10-second delay so I can keep up, okay? Now, my wife is here, Emily, and she's going to help with keeping up, but I have to slow it down a little bit until I can get going, and then we'll get going. Welcome, everybody. We're glad to have you here on the farm. My name is Kevin. This is my beautiful wife, Emily, and our kids are upstairs in bed, hopefully asleep. And I want to say a couple of things about the farm stand. The number one thing is we have not had an arrest yet. It's a county over from us, sort of north towards Franklin. I think it's Pocahontas County. Our police department's working hand in hand with those guys, and eventually he'll get picked up and he'll be brought back. So that's not a problem. Thank you for a lot of folks who let me know how all that works. He did cross state lines. I don't think it's a big deal. I don't know about that, but I do know that he is not arrested currently. Who's coming in?
No, he's
Okay.
snoring.
All right, so let's see what else. We're going to talk about some of the cameras that we use. If you guys want to learn about that towards the end of the live stream, I have links to all the cameras. And I'm not trying to sell you things. I say again, but I haven't said that yet. But I'm not really trying to sell you things. I feel like we put things in our videos that work for us, and it makes sense. You might notice that we don't do a lot of sponsorships here on the channel, and I get it. Maybe some folks do it because they can make some extra money, and that's probably interesting. But for me, I want to bring products to you that I've used that I think are going to work. Every now and again, I've done a video on things that I think are interesting, and the companies usually give me something. I'll do the video on it, and then I'll give it to you guys. So in the future, if you see anything like that on the channel, whatever I'm doing a video on, you're most likely going to get a chance to have it, or definitely a deep discount if we go in that direction. But right now, I don't see us going in that direction. So for the time being, the only sponsors we have are us and our maple syrup. Let's see what else. All right, so we're going to thank some people right away. Let me show you something really cool. Shit,
Not the whole thing.
no, I'm not taking the whole box. I just need this. You guys see this? Look at the top. Isn't that cool?
So in the first video when we were talking about it, the guy stole, we had a blue, it was a half-gallon blue ball jar that was our money jar. And so we said that we were really upset.
And
Not so much about the money that was stolen, but the jar. And someone anonymously sent us a beautiful blue ball jar.
Isn't that cool? Now there's a second one. Well, we set this one down. So, all right, here's another one. And I haven't even opened it up yet. Oh, I'm not going to get into this thing. This is how we package our syrup.
So the letter says, "Hi, your story came up in my feed. I had never watched your channel before. When you mentioned the blue jar being taken, I knew I had to send you one of mine. Been sitting on a few of these for 15 plus years. I can't replace your old jar, but maybe it's similar. I'm glad the thief has been caught. Not yet. God has
identified.
Yep, identified. God has blessed you and your family many times over. Amen to that. Sincerely, Cindy."
Thank you, Cindy. I'm going to try to get it out. sheet packages.
You have a knife.
Yeah, I do have a knife, but it's like Christmas. You want to rip right into that thing. I'm getting closer.
Oh, look at the lid.
Now that, dude, these are cool. Still got some stuff in there, and it's got a lid. Thank you, thank you,
Cindy.
Really appreciate it. All right, let's get the live chat going.
Yes.
Now you might see I've got a pillow in my stomach. What happened?
I don't know.
Okay, something just happened. All right. Oh, we can't end the stream. We got to go to edit. We're gonna go to customize, live chat on.
Save.
Hit save. Now, all right.
Yes, we live in Monterey, and I don't know a Pam Flynn. Do you?
Okay.
Last you could just out of it, but he came across my feed from that video.
All right, so yeah, we do live in Monterey, Virginia, middle of nowhere, convenient to nothing. If you can see this pillow, I can't put my keyboard on my desk because every time I tap, it shakes the camera, and I got a really old bad camera, so I'm not sure how well you're seeing this. A lot of the videos that we do are in 4K. This is probably not 4K, which is really good for a live because I don't need you to see all the crazy going on. We just came in from, she was milking, I was arguing with sheep, putting animals up and that sort of thing. It was interesting.
Sometimes you were simply, wasn't that sweet? Hello from East Tennessee. Hiya.
Who's up in East Tennessee?
Robbie Price.
Hi, Robbie Price. Welcome. All right, so let me go through something real quick. I've got a list of questions that were asked, and this one is kind of interesting. This came from Maria Square Pants 8532. This was done about 10 days ago. Her comment was this, and I really liked it. I heard the story of this woman who had trouble with horrible neighbors. She would pray every day for peace. One really tough day, she cried out to God, "Why did you send me such horrible people?" She heard God respond to her in her heart because they needed someone to pray for them. I thought that was pretty cool. We've got some more interesting comments that were made. One was a great video. What's your favorite Bible verse? I've got to tell you, I don't have a favorite at this point in time. I am going through the Bible every single day. I truly love everything that I read. And I can't say there's any one particular one that just stands out that much. I like them all. I really do.
I have a few favorites.
Now, 12 days ago, I like this one. Why don't you stop leaving cash laying around
and your
goods unattended? Did you think this was going to happen? And there are criminals in this world. Why am I inviting them to steal? If you really are concerned with your farm stand getting robbed, have it manned. I'm kind of sorry. That's probably the price of doing business.
Sorry.
That being said, guys, I want you to understand that the reason we set the farm stand up was to sell some of our goods and not have to man it. I also believe that our community is a very honest community, which it is. It really is. And folks, for the last 3 years or 3+ years it's been down there, have put money in a jar and taken what they needed. And I don't plan on changing that. A lot of folks in the comments have said things like, why don't you put a lockbox? Why don't you put a slot in? I probably could do that, but I really like the honesty. And I trust people. You're going to have somebody every now and again that's not going to do the right thing. And I get it. And we had it. We had it a whole lot of times, but not everybody's like that. And I'd rather our community be known for an honest, hardworking community, and a God-fearing community too.
Okay, it says the thief did you a huge favor. God has a great sense of humor. God really does use all things for good. He really does.
So let me give you a kind of a heads up on how this went down. Emily went out of town. I had an event on that Saturday. I posted a video, and the next morning I started getting orders. Now, I know I said this in the next video where we only get 1 or 2 orders a month, especially this time of year. But I think that day we probably got 6 or 8. So I thought, something's weird. I'm not sure what's happening. And the next day I went in and looked at the video, and lo and behold, there were 60,000 views in like 8 hours. And I was thinking, I think I'm in the wrong channel. It didn't make any sense. And then the comments started coming, And there's about 5 or 6 guys, Plague of Badgers being one, Mr. Connor being another, Country Roads Life, and a few others that like to leave comments, and I get to every single one of them. At this point, I simply cannot do it. And that's part of the reason we're doing live stream, is so you can see or ask questions, and we can answer those questions for you.
Oh, Media. And I saw Steve
Hey, is
Hardy.
Media in the house?
Yep,
Hey, Media, how are you doing?
Hey, girl. Watching from Chicago. Hello, hello.
Welcome from Chicago, the Windy City.
California.
You know what? We are in a windy area, that is for sure. Not like you guys probably, but I can't keep anything on the ground. Have you seen that video of ours where the chicken tractor rolls over? It's done it twice on us. And the last time, the chicken tractor has the greenhouse went 3 times. So the last time I just pounded a bunch of posts in the ground and I've got it strapped down. Not the best thing you want to do with one on wheels, but it hadn't rolled over since. Let me answer another question over here that we have. Somebody said, tried to buy some organic syrup. When will we be back in stock?
It's in stock.
We have a lot of it in stock. If there's something on there that's not in stock and you need it, just email us and we'll see what we can do. I think we're bottling later in the week. We've got a big order to send down to Food Lion. That's going to take us into North Carolina, which is kind of fun. And then it's going to come back into Virginia where it's sold. So we're in Food Lion Harris Teeter only in Virginia. Outside of Virginia, you've got to get us through the website.
And we do ship. Because there was a comment asking if we ship. Yes,
we
do.
So we ship. We've shipped as far as Hawaii. I've shipped something to the UK. I don't know that I've sent anything to Canada, but there's a lot of folks down in New Zealand and Australia that have an interest in our syrup. Hey, if you give me an address, I'll give it a go. I don't know how it's going to work, but I'll try it out. So as you guys know, we're in my messy office. Can you tell? It's everything in here. Most everything on that shelf behind us was on the floor about 3 or 4 months ago. So then I put a shelf in, and then I put everything up. So that being said, it's always a wreck. I'm never going to have a clean office. I'm okay with that.
Just don't look too hard. I like how we have the scythe.
Yeah, we pretty much destroyed that. I got to get a new blade. Hello, Kim from California.
Honor produce stands are common around here, and while sometimes folks may walk with a tomato too rarely or outright robbery, most folks are good people. That's
Watershed, I think you're right. And around here, it's the same thing. I don't know if anybody caught the video a couple of days later that Emily was still out of town at that point. I was getting a lot of cucumbers and squash. I put a video up and shared it on both here and on Facebook. Turns out that a lot of folks got a lot of free vegetables. It worked out really nice. And I didn't have to throw them away or do anything with them. So we shared them with a lot of our community. It was fun.
So we do roast coffee, but I don't think we posted it on the website yet.
Oh, okay. I forgot to do that. We became an organic coffee roaster about 6 months ago, and we're learning. I think we've got it down. We currently roast from Papua New Guinea, Honduras, Republic of Congo, and Peru. We do a non-organic from El Salvador, and we have a decaf out of Veracruz, Mexico. All that being said, coffee is a lot like maple syrup. Once the crop is over, you've got to find a replacement or wait another year to get crop from the same farm. So we're just about at the end of the 4 organic coffees, and we're going to be getting some more in pretty soon, all of which are pretty good. We typically do a medium roast, but if you have a specific request, we can see what we can do. Now, as this is going on, I'm looking up you guys right up here, but I've got my chat right here. So I'm hopefully my eyeballs aren't like this. Hey, how are you doing?
I have a hard time not looking at us.
Yeah, so the way the screen is set up, you are over here. There's a screen here, and then another one over here and here. And so we're trying our best not to look at ourselves, but watch the camera and read your comments.
Happy Baby Cow Day. Yeah, we had 2 back to back. One yesterday morning and one the night before. Princeton, Kentucky State.
And
we're trying.
I don't know if we posted a video on the other 2 that were born. Did we do one for? We did one for Butterfly. We may have done one for Butterfly or Milk Cow, and then we have 2 other beef steers that gave birth about a month ago. Beef cows. I'm an idiot. Beef gals.
DTD.
That's right. So we had 2 other beef gals give birth. Now we did a video today. It's not out yet. It won't be for a couple of days, where we had to get one of the babies hurt her paw or her hoof.
Paw.
Things I say paw, I'm thinking dogs, but her hoof. And so we had to get that animal, catch that animal, pin that animal down, treat the animal, and off it went. So I think the animal's doing much better. And
She
oddly
didn't
enough,
seem to be limping as bad.
no, she's not.
So what ended up happening, her hoof and above her hoof, like ankle area, got really swollen. A lot of times when that happens, they step on a stick or a rock, it gets embedded, it gets infected. The best thing for that to happen is for it to abscess and drain. We caught her about a week ago, and
Yeah,
I gave
that was
her
an
a dose.
adventure in
I gave her a
itself.
dose of antibiotics, and I tried to needle aspirate the area, and I couldn't find where the pus pocket was. So yesterday we were able to catch her again and again. She is.
We didn't catch her yesterday.
That was yesterday.
Where have you been? That was like an hour and a half ago.
That was today.
So I'm telling you, it's been a long
Was that
couple
today?
days. Yeah, remember Boyd came over, scared us to death.
I got peed on. Yes.
I didn't do that. Okay. At any rate,
So anyway, she got a different antibiotics, and it did look like it opened or abscessed. So it was draining. I was able to clean it out and get her all doctored up. So hopefully we don't have to try to catch her again, because she knows we're coming for her. She knows.
It's kind of funny. She does know, and she may be limping around, but you get right up on her, and then she just
friends.
takes off.
Hi, Miss Erin.
All right. So
Erin's
welcome,
the
Joe
youngest
Young.
friends.
Welcome, Robbie Price. Who else? Emma, Amelia. Oh, from Hawaii. Hey, what time is it in Hawaii? Is it like 3:00, 4:00?
So Cookie, I'm a New England girl. I'm from New Jersey. So, and I don't do grade B. The actually funny story, when we moved out here, Kevin came home with this gallon of true maple syrup. I grew up on Aunt Jemima. I can't. It's just what I grew up on. He came home with this big old thing of maple syrup, and I just couldn't do it. I couldn't do it. Was not putting that on our pancakes. Thankfully, I could get behind our maple syrup.
We fly soon, sister. Welcome, welcome. And so we fly soon, sister made a comment early on that it's Wednesday. I will probably never do another Wednesday night live. This is the first live I've ever done. So in the future, they're not going to be on Wednesday. Those that are in church, we don't want them to. We're not going to compete with that. In fact, we probably should be in church ourselves. We typically go Sundays and Sunday nights, but Wednesdays, it's hard for us to get off the farm. It really is.
New to the channel. Are you lifetime farmers? If not, what got you started? Is this a lifelong? Long time? The bottom watershed.
Oh, watershed. So
I'm from Jersey.
Yeah, so she's not a farmer, and neither am I. Actually, I grew up in the auto body industry, in my family's business, and then I left and went in the Marines for a while. Got out of the Marines, went back in the family business. My dad left the business, went into politics. Local politics, not national stuff. And then the business transitioned to myself, my brother. My brother left the business, and then eventually it was just me. And then later, we being my parents and myself, sold some of the locations. And in recent years, sold we sold our last location a couple years ago.
2020.
Yeah, just about
April
time.
of 2020.
And so that being said, we're now full-time farmers. So making maple syrup is really the big thing that we do here on the farm. We have a B&B on the farm. That's kind of neat, where a lot of folks come out in the middle of nowhere, convenient to nothing, and they pay us to do nothing. I think that's pretty cool.
So Southern Jersey, again, I'm from Jersey, so I grew up in the suburbs. Southern Jersey, but by the shore. Jersey is beautiful. You get North Jersey, we're like the city folks, but Jersey's a little bit of everything. We have the mountains, we have the city, we have the farms, we have the shore. Jersey's a little bit of everything. What?
They got a hill.
No. You go up to like the northern part of Jersey and like Spartan.
Oh yeah, there's a hill.
It's mountains.
Okay, if you're from Jersey.
So anyway, there are small mountains in New Jersey. That's fine. But It is a beautiful state, but I met him, moved down here after we got married, and then he wanted to come out here. I lived in the mountains of New Jersey, Kevin. Ah! Greenwood.
P.O.B., you're not helping me out. Okay.
Told you we have mountains. They were like this. But I'm actually a nurse by trade. So moving out here, I've always wanted to have, a Noah's Ark full of animals, and he kind of gave it to me. But I'm the one who nurses the animals because he can't give a needle.
Yeah, I'm not going to do that. Hey, cookie therapy, we on occasion do have some bee. This year, our bee was delicious. It was really, really good.
It was nice.
We turned a lot of that into our single barrel rye whiskey maple syrup, and we also turned it into our smoked maple. But every now and again, I get some extra bottles. So if you'll send me an email when I get the next bottle, or after we open the next keg, I'll be sure and get some to you.
And she asked about what shouldn't grade B be easier to make? It's more raw. Can you explain if you know?
All right, so grade B is really color and flavor. So you end up with your lighter syrup made in the beginning of the season, and then throughout the season, it'll get darker and darker and darker till you get to the end of the season when the weather is warming up, and that's when you get your darkest syrup, which is in your grade B. To me, grade B is like a motor oil. It's not thicker, it's the same density or the same sugar content, which is 66% or 59 bricks. None of that changes, but the flavor and the color will change. And so that's why they call it grade B. It's used mainly for cooking. There are some old timers around here that put it on their pancakes, and I might put this year's grade B on my pancakes, but years past, no, I'm not going to do that. I like our medium or our light syrup. We make a very light syrup as a general rule because of the type of trees we have and the processes that we do. This year we made a little bit more medium than we have in the past, and just a very little, maybe a keg or two of the dark or the grade B. So cookie therapy, grade B is not easier to make. It's not more raw that I can understand, or let me say it a different way. It's not more raw. It's just a later season syrup. That's how we make it. Now, I don't think I think a lot of the B comes from your process, but it also comes from the weather. If you have a very warm season, you're going to have a lot darker syrup.
Yeah. Lone Soul, thank you for your service, Marine. Both my sons are U.S. Marine Corps.
Semper Fi, Lone Soul. Semper Fi. So Rick Morton, you got a bottle of our syrup last week. We hope you enjoyed it. We really do. Thank you for supporting us. It means a lot to us. So Robbie Price grew up on a tobacco farm. When I was a kid, Robbie, I worked tobacco on my grandmother's farm down in Southwest Virginia. My job was to either hang stuff up in the barn or bring it down from the barn. So I was a little monkey that would climb up in there and bring it down. And then we would sort the tobacco. We would put it into the big pallet things, because I don't remember what they were as a kid. And then off to market they went. So my grandfather and on my mom's side of the family, they're tobacco farmers. That's a hard way of life.
Some Country Roads life. How does your smoked maple process work?
Country Roads, I'd have to kill you if I tell you, okay? And I know where you live. I'm kidding. I may have done a video on this. To smoke maple, we do it much like you do a pork butt, or what do you call that, a brisket? So we might do it the same way. Although it's a little modified, we have a pot. It's yay tall. I can't really get in the camera. Yay tall. It's got a couple holes in it. We put a smoke generator on the side. We'll take the syrup, put it into the pot, and the last batch I did was a cold smoke. And I put the smoke into the little smoker. The generator generates the smoke. It's smoke as you would like a pork butt. So we're using a little bit of oak to get the fire going, and then we use the hickory and the hickory bark. This is the trick part of it, or the good part of this. Use the bark from the hickory to really make that smoke, and it gives it the most amazing flavor. Now, the last batch that I did, I smoked on and off for about 12 hours, mainly because I forgot about it. So it would smoke, and it would kind of go out a little bit. I come back about 30 minutes later, an hour later. I turn my smoke back on, meaning I have to start the fire again, get it going. It would smoke for an hour or two, and I had to come back and start it again. Typically, it takes about, I think about 4 hours to really get that flavor right. This last one took a little bit more than that, but it came out really well.
Mark was also Marine. Thank you for your service.
Yeah, thanks, Mark, for your service. Virginia is a great place to land. A lot of folks will ask us about moving out here in the middle of nowhere, and this is a great place to raise a family, to live. However, there is no grocery store, and there's really no medical. And that's probably the only downside, unless you call her. She's medical, but she doesn't like my blood. So I can tell you for sure. Oh, yeah, remember when I hit myself in the face with the
I
T-post?
laughed.
It's like, wham!
But
So-
look at these veins.
Yeah, we stay away from that. So she doesn't like my blood, but she might like yours. But what I'm saying is there's no medical here. And
There is no medical here.
what's interesting about that is in our county, every person who lives here gets one free ride in a helicopter to the hospital.
If you could get them to come.
If they can come in, they'll take you to the hospital for free. One time a year. That's all.
So, since the first theft video you posted, have you noticed an increase in orders from people that may have found your channel? Yes.
Oh my gosh. All right. So let me tell you that. So when that first video went out, it got a little nuts.
Wednesday or Thursday.
It
Was it Thursday?
I don't remember
I just
when it
got
went
to
out.
Jersey.
So the video went out, it went live, and it got picked up, and then all of a sudden I get 6 orders. And then,
And I just cut you guys off.
oh, hey, Mike P, let me pause for just a second. Can everybody hear me there?
It's Sherry, baby, is the one that you were. Okay, and we're back. Okay.
Okay, so just real quick, another housekeeping note. Do you hear that dog snoring back there? That's not a housekeeping note. That's just a crazy reality. We enabled some ads on here. I don't know how to turn them off. Once I figure this out, we'll kind of work on it a little bit. At any rate, the ads are on for right now. And oh, hey, Cookie Therapy, give me a minute. Let me see if I can kind of.
Yeah, the ad can be turned off. How do we do that?
All right, let me see if I can turn off the ads. That way you guys can, or we can reduce them greatly.
Try edit.
Edit. Monetization. All right, here we go. I'm going to lower this down. Okay, what I've just did was I reduced the number of ads down. Okay, I'll get to answer that one. I've reduced the number of ads, so let me know in the comments if we're getting too many ads. That's not really what we're about, but I will say the ads are interesting because I think if they play an ad, we get a little bit of that, but I don't know if that's how it works in a live stream. At any rate, if there's too many, we'll figure out how we can turn them off. All right, somebody asked a question.
How old are you guys?
We Fly Soon Sister asked, how old am I? How old do we look? Let's go with that, and then we'll come back and tell you the real age. It's almost like you need a tech support person. Well, media, yeah, we do. And I don't know where you are. You should be here, right? Chester, California. Welcome, Cher Johnson. We are glad to have you here. All right.
So the the rye whiskey maple syrup on vanilla ice cream. Now that one is delicious.
Or a shot glass. That stuff is good. It really is. It's pretty good. Has anybody seen the video on how we do the rye whiskey? It is nifty. I'll give it to you really short. We end up going to the distillery, which is located in Purcellville, Virginia. It's about 3.5 hours away. They'll dump the whiskey out, let's say at 9 o'clock on a Monday morning. Well, I'm there at 9:10 or 9:30 to get that freshly dumped cask. I bring it back to the farm. I heat up our syrup. I immediately put the syrup into the barrel, and the aging process begins. It takes anywhere from 6 months to 2 years. We pull the syrup out, and then it becomes our single barrel rye whiskey maple syrup, and it is delicious.
Oh, husband late 40s, wife mid to late 30s. Thank you.
Who? What? Oh, husband late 40s?
He looks good.
I'm a little older than that. And my wife?
35.
Yeah, you
I
got
just turned 35, so good call. think y'all maybe lit to make the. Oh, baby.
Yeah, no. All right, so you see my shirt. Let's see. I'm kind of looking over here. Oh, I'm not sure what that is. It's probably either
Stand.
cow
It's
or
fine.
some chicken stuff, or who knows what it is. So
You're fine.
we're kind of rough today. We just came in off the pasture. For anybody who's coming in, it's dark here now. Our kids are kind of sleeping, and this would be the normal time that I go to bed. But I wanted to share with everybody what's kind of going on in the farm stand. So for those of you that just came in, let me give you a quick update of where we are on the farm stand, and then we'll keep answering some questions.
You never said your age.
I'm not. You never ask a man his age. I weigh 180. Okay, I don't know what I weigh. At any rate, we don't have an arrest right now. The arrest warrant has been issued. The number of accounts currently, I think, are 13 or 14 out of the 24 times that he visited. What we couldn't do in the beginning was establish a pattern. And so,
random.
because it wasn't that it was random, we just didn't know it was him until he knew it was him. And throughout the whole thing, we still couldn't establish a pattern, except the fact that he would steal money and steal Skittles from our kids, which is kind of tragic, but it is what it is. We do have, I think, a dollar amount set that we gave to the county or the sheriff's department. That was part of the misdemeanor charges. Now, the way it works here in Virginia, and it may not be the way it works where you guys are, if we went back like 10 or 15 years, you could take somebody who was shoplifting and stack one charge on top of another charge on top of another charge. If it reached a felony, then he gets charged with a felony. They did away with that many years ago, so it's separate accounts. And because each one's under a felony, which I think is $1,000, that being said, he can only get charged for misdemeanor. Now, that's 13 or 14 misdemeanors that he's going to get hit with, and then that's going to pretty much keep him off of our property. Some folks have said, can you get a restraining order? And no, we can't get a restraining order until he threatens us, at which time we'll get a restraining order. I kind of pause because I don't know how I'd handle someone threatening me, but at any rate,
we're in the South.
we would go to the sheriff's department. We would have to go in front of a judge and get a restraining order at that point in time. I am going to ask for that when we go to court, and this is a criminal offense. It is not a civil issue. And a lot of folks ask me if I was going to press civil charges, and the answer is no. We're not going to do that.
Okay, Cookie, yes, we do make beautiful babies. Do we sell our bourbon maple barrels? So no, we use the brewery that we get our barrels from. We get them fresh. When we pull our maple syrup out, we bring our maple syrup back, or the casks back to them, and they will then re-age some of their rye whiskey stuff in there for a maple flavored whiskey.
Okay, I'm going to pause you for a second because somebody gave me a really good suggestion, and that is turn off monetization. So I'm going to go, monetization is going to be off.
And then we can turn that on when we repost it.
Okay. Now.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, so
trespassing.
I'll see how this works. Let me know if you get any more ads, okay?
I really do want to know how the husband snagged such a beautiful wife. I actually...
I wasn't gonna go for her. Are you crazy? That's not gonna work.
So we were.
Look at her.
We were an eHarmony couple.
Yeah.
But
not any of those ads though.
So with that, you go into eHarmony, you do your 300 questions for a personality profile, and then your parameters. Like I wanted under 40 within a 60-mile radius. Parameters. But there was a tab on the side called your what ifs, where they were just outside of your parameters. So he was a what if. And I thought he was quite handsome. So I sent him my 5-question icebreakers, and he thought I was a catfish.
That's somebody that's not real.
Yeah, he thought I was a scam. So we talked for about a month before we met. And I want to say I was waiting in Baltimore for our first date, and he still thought I was a scam.
Yeah, I did. Until I met her. Then I still thought she was a scam. And 10 years later, Actually, it's like 9.5. So we're not quite there yet, but we're almost there. Almost there. Let's answer another question. Trespassing. We don't have any no trespassing signs on the farm. Yes, it's a bug. Don't worry about it. It's a bug. Not a big deal. So we do not have no trespassing signs on the farm, and we're probably not going to put them. I'm not worried about it. I do got different gates though. So if someone were to come up, a gate's going to block them and not let them come on. Yes, we could charge them for no trespassing if we had those signs, but I don't think we could have a no trespassing sign on a farm stand. Maybe we could, I don't know. But it doesn't make sense to have no trespassing and to have a farm stand, because maybe folks wouldn't stop and get the veggies or get the things that we sell.
Have a good trip, Watershed. Oh, his name's Chris. Bye, Chris. Okay, husband, how old are you? Spill the beans.
What? Oh. Okay. I'm 57. Okay, I'm 57. Not too terribly far from 58, but as you get older, you really go 57 and a half. So I'm just 57, and I'll be that way until the day I'm 58. Let's see if you have any more questions. Let me go through on my screen over here. I've got a couple of things, and so we fly soon came up in one of the questions that maybe we've already answered this, but let me say it, and then I'll answer what we have. Why do you allow the farm stand to be there? Why don't you move it towards your house and have them come up to your house, just purchase things? I don't understand my logic in allowing someone to come steal from us every single time. Well, I get it. The reason this guy came and stole, and this is the only one in like 3+ years who's really taken on a consistent basis. It doesn't mean somebody in need hasn't come and grabbed something. And honestly, I'm okay with it. If someone needs something, take it. It's okay. But if it's somebody like this guy who stole a bunch of stuff and then stole my cameras and then stole a bunch of other stuff, well, that's not cool. We had to stop that. Suffice to say, why don't we move it up to our house? All honesty, I am really busy on the farm. Now, I knew I was busy before when I was running my body shops, but now that we're on the farm, it's just me. And so when I'm out on the farm, I need to spend my day work getting things done, whether it's fencing, garden, especially in maple season. I'm up on the mountain, so I can't come down and do anything. So if folks were to come up to the house, which I don't think they would, but if they did, then they might stop us and we couldn't get any work done. That's the hard part. Excuse me. So I thought that a farm stand down at the bottom, the way we set it up was, I thought, inviting. We were going to put a building there, and then you had to open the doors and go in the building. Well, I kind of thought about it. I didn't want to go in the building, but I would walk up to that farm stand because I could see it all, and I could stand back and go, well, I want this or this. And so I would get it. I could put my money in and go away. And so far, I will tell you, it's worked really, really well.
All right. Margaret's from Northern Ireland. I want to go.
Are you in Ireland? Oh, cool, Margaret. Thank you for joining us. What time is it there? I'm thinking, oh, it's got to be really late. Oh, stars.
Or early.
Well, or early, yeah.
Have we seen any bears on our property recently? And he is a very youthful 57.
So bears. I'll answer that question. I have not seen any bears recently, but I see evidence of bears all the time. And that presents itself with the lines. So with our maple lines, the bears will go in and just chomp on them and just walk around. Or sometimes they'll just chew on them and chew them all up. That can be a challenge for sure. We've come up with some processes and that we've mitigated a lot of the problems, but that doesn't keep the juveniles from tearing the lines up. In fact, we're the only maple syrup producer in Virginia to get a bear kill permit. I don't know if people want to hear about that, but if an animal is destroying your crops, you're allowed to take them out of season. Have I taken any bears out of season through that permit program? Nope, because they got the email too, so they go away. And they don't come in when I'm in the woods, but they have been in the woods, and we've seen some rather large ones. I'm not worried about bears. Around here, black bears are not going to mess with you. Even if you go between them and their cubs, which good luck catching those little things because they're fast. I've chased a few myself. I've not caught any of them. Let's see what else we have. Kevin, you're only 2 years older than me. Mr. Hardy, that's correct. You are an old man.
He said to stop calling him Mr. Hardy. He said, that's my dad.
Okay. Okay, Mr. Steve. You're an old man just like me.
A farm stand is what works for you. Store-style building would defeat the purpose. Besides, your farm stand is so darn cute. Yes, it is. And my whole thing is, again, I'm from Jersey, and people coming up to the house all of the time. It was a lot, and he's not always home, so I don't always feel comfortable when people come to the house when it's just me and my two kids looking for something. So yeah.
So let me
Farm
address
stand by the road works.
Let me address that too. When this started happening, and this is for you guys who are watching, I'm sure that the perpetrator is not watching, or the guy that we are going to catch isn't watching this, but we did implement some processes, if you will. If someone comes up the driveway, we know you're coming up the driveway, and the children go to a safe space. They understand what to do when someone comes in. If things were to go south, they know where to go and hide and that sort of thing. So it got a little weird there for a while because it was so random, and I just didn't know. He'd come in the middle of the day, so it was a little spooky for a short period of time. Suffice to say, we're covered. I'm just going to say that we're good in that respect.
We have bears, but coyotes seem to be the biggest problem of chewing on lines, and squirrels, of course.
I hate squirrels.
Our bears were rough.
Our bears are bad. The squirrels in certain sections are bad, and Gabriel's going to take those out as soon as he gets a little bit older. Right now, I will shoot one every now and again, but I can't go up there hunting, that's for sure.
Down here, just south of you, just received our 32-ounce yesterday. Haven't tried it, but wanted to mention my wife put Gabe's awesome thank you picture on the fridge. That's cute.
Shells Mike, thank you very much. Every order we send out, there's a couple things that are to go out in it. We typically give one of our kids art pictures. It's all original work. We don't copy and paste it. And then we give a track, one of the gospel tracks, and it works really well. So thank you for sharing that. When you share that sort of thing, I take that back. We either do it at dinner, or I'll bring the kids in during the day and show them where somebody who's received something from us has sent a picture saying thank you for that drawing. And my kids they do enjoy doing it.
Someone said, I think it was Stray Cat. Well, okay, so we did not catch the guy yet. The arrest warrant has been put out, but he has not been apprehended.
But he's not been back to the farm.
He has not.
Somebody said something about restitution. Yeah, he should come split some wood, Steve. I think that'd be a great idea.
I would prefer him to clean out the stalls and all of the run-in sheds.
Yeah,
and maybe weed my garden.
Oh, that would be cool, weeding the garden. And you know, if the judge told him he had to come to the farm, that'd be okay with me. He could come to the farm and work it off.
Just to be an impact on that man's life, yeah. How many chickens do you have, and what breeds are they?
I got to do a chicken video, and I'm going to do that fairly soon. I don't know how many birds we have. I can say we have about 60 to 75 layers that are currently laying or about to lay.
We have that much?
Yes. We have geese. Don't ask me why I got the geese. They're stinking loud. They're really, really loud. They're kind of fun. You watch sometimes the videos, I'll squawk at them. We've got one of the turkeys. She gives us an eggs every now and again. And then we've got 2 or 3 more sets that are brooding. And there's kind of weird looking chickens with stuff on their heads, stuff on their feet. And they're wild. I'm going to tell you that. So when I do the video, I kind of explain the behaviors of each one of them and how that works. We currently have some meat birds on the farm that we're processing. We've already done
115.
Yeah, at least 115. And some folks have brought some birds to us. We've helped them. Miss Krofcheck did that a while back, and that was a lot of fun. That was more than a couple weeks ago. Yeah. She brought us, Miss Krofcheck, if you're watching, remember your little birds? They were so small. Bitty. Our birds look like mini turkeys compared to hers. And she did give us 3 of them. So they're in a pen. We got to get them integrated. What we've been doing lately is getting ready for our organic recertification, which happened today. That started at 11 o'clock. I think it ended around 4.
It was late.
4:30. It was a long inspection. It went well. I think we're going to be fine. There's a few things that we have to work on, but nothing outlandish.
So two things. I did end I don't even like the birds, but I did end up getting more chickens. And yes, some of them have feathered feet. Some of them have like the silkies have the big plumes. But I really wanted a pretty egg basket, and I was missing a couple colors
Of chickens or eggs?
of the eggs. So I only had one chicken that laid the deep olive eggs. We only had one chicken that laid the deep olive eggs, and we didn't have any chickens that laid the super dark brown eggs. And then my mother wanted chickens,
Yeah, so we have chickens for her mother.
but she's only allowed to take 8. we
So
had
we
to
bought
buy,
like 30.
and we had to buy 6 of each breed. And then there was a and then there was a variety pack.
Oh, we had
So
to buy
that
6
was
of each
10.
breed, and then some of them didn't make it, so they sent us even more.
And then I wanted ducks again because yes, Mary, duck eggs are media. The duck eggs are fan-stinking-tastic.
Yeah,
And when the last time the thing rolled over, it killed all of my ducks. So I needed to get 10 of them. We had a lot.
Yeah, there's a lot of chickens. So if anybody needs
A lot
some
of
chickens, just come on over to the farm. I will fill your car up.
I don't know why he got geese though. At least my ducks are for a purpose.
So, Alicia, I can't say your last name. I'm sorry, I don't want to butcher that. You have Great Pyrenees. We have 2 stupid dogs. One is named Baroness, stupid dog number 1, and then there's Odin. He is snoring outside the door. He's the size of like a pony.
He's huge.
The only thing he goes after is a dinner bowl. That's it. Now he's like Clifford the big red dog, but he's not. He's white, or he's like a yellowish color. Good temper, great. Sometimes they will chase things off. We don't have a lot of coyotes here. That was mentioned. I think Chris mentioned that from West Virginia. This year we've not heard a lot of coyotes. The first coyote I heard was about a week ago on the mountain across from us. And if I see it or hear it again, we will locate it and do what we need to do. Coyotes on our farm, because we're sheep farmers, is not a good thing. And bears aren't good for sheep either. Neither are bald eagles or golden eagles. We don't shoot them, by the way.
So, and that's the whole reason why we ended up getting the dogs. We had our animals for what, 4 or 5 years before we had any issues with predation. We never had any bears come down or coyotes or anything because where our animals are, they're kind of centrally located on the farm. But we had this one spring where we lost a solid 70 to 80% of our lamb flock to eagles. We had Mr. Donaldson come out. He was a USDA guy.
He was a trapper for the USDA.
Yeah.
And he traveled everywhere in
farm.
Many states to take care of problems like this. And so he would come out on the farm, get his thermal out, and would sit out and take out whatever's there. He also brought something I thought was kind of cool. It was a cyanide trap that he puts down in the ground, and as soon as the coyote goes for it, kills them instantly. So we never got any of them though. We just never did. And he never killed one. I, on the other hand, did kill a couple. So it was a lot of fun. Coyotes.
Oh, the coyotes. Yeah.
Get out at night. It's a lot of fun. If anybody's want to do that, come on over.
Yeah, but that's why we ended up getting Baroness, because Mr. Donaldson was like, the only way that you could get rid of the eagles, or the only deterrent, is a dog.
Right.
So we got B-Dog.
Stupid dog. Oh, yeah. She jumped out the back door today. Twice.
Well, she doesn't want to be inside, so that's smart. She made a doggy door.
Mr. Ludford. Oh, is Mr. Ludford here? Hey, POB. No, this is past Ludford's bedtime.
But yeah, so we got both of them.
Shells Mike, you asked the question about butchering. Yes, we do butcher everything we produce here, except our cattle. If we ever got into a situation where we couldn't get a date with the cattle, we can butcher that. But I'm going to tell you right now, that is an adventure all to itself. We do go off the farm once every year to every 2 years and do a pig with our neighbors. And we'll do 1 or 2 pigs during that adventure. And there's usually about 4 families that are involved. We make scrapple, and it's a really good day. But it takes a long time. Chickens are very easy. We do have a few videos about it. I don't know if YouTube has taken those down or not. I don't show that. If you ever want to come out to the farm during a butchering day, we'll gladly walk you through the whole process. I do have a couple of videos that walk you through up until the point where we bring the chickens in. So we'll show you where we started out, our cones, our scalder, our plucker, our visceration table, the chill tanks and all that. It's really, really easy to do. And one thing you can do is go to featherman.com. That's who makes a lot of our equipment. And I'm not selling for them. But what's interesting about featherman.com is you can find people like ourselves who have equipment that you can rent. Because plucking equipment, if you buy the cheap stuff, you might as well pluck by hand. You want to rent or buy good quality plucking equipment because that really makes your butchering day go a lot faster and a lot easier. So you can go to featherman.com and you can find somebody in your area that's got one. You can rent it. It's kind of cool. So again, if you need any help with that, you're welcome to come out to the farm. We're going to butcher again in about probably 3 to 4 weeks. And then in October, we're going to do the turkeys. Now that's an adventure. I'm going to tell you right now, because you're talking about you're talking about a bird.
Sorry.
You're talking about a bird that you can't get your arms around, and you've got to pick it up and put it into a cone. That being said, wear glasses and wear. I usually just wear glasses and gloves to get them in there. And unfortunately, I love my birds. They're so nice. They're the most social animal we have on the farm. That's for sure.
And hey, Robbie.
Chickens wear diapers. Now that's funny, Sherry. That is funny. I don't think I'd do that. We had a Great Dane. She was a beautiful dog.
Hera. I had a Great Dane and an
nice
English
dog.
Mastiff. My Mastiff was my lover. I loved her.
Robbie Price. Eagles are crazy. Have you ever seen a golden eagle? That
They're
thing
huge.
dwarfs a bald eagle. That things are huge. Absolutely. I saw a bald eagle fly in front of the side-by-side one time, and its talons were bigger than my hands. I am not going to fight a bald eagle for one of the chickens.
And I want to say it was a fox that got Tommy.
Hey, spreadsheet user, welcome to have you here. Oh, let's say welcome. Welcome. I'm glad to have you here. It wasn't a coyote that got Tommy and TJ. So for those of you that are new or coming into this, Tommy and TJ were heritage breed turkeys that we had on the farm. Tommy was the male. TJ was Tommy Jr. And they hung out together, and it was really a good relationship. We had a mink come into the chicken house where they were staying, kill a couple of chickens, didn't mess with Tommy, but scared Tommy so bad that he would not go in the chicken house at night. So eventually he would hang out on the barn. We shut him up in there, let him out there in the day. But one night he stayed on the fence, and the foxes came in and got him. So the next night I got all the foxes. It was a lot of fun. So we don't have any of the heritage breeds. We do have Whitey. Someone made a comment a little bit earlier about turkeys. I'm not sure if Whitey's the turkey you're talking about. There's a video where Tommy chases my side-by-side. He just runs me all around.
So thank you, though.
So Tommy ran me all around the farm because he did never like the side-by-side. He was kind of a hoot.
Oh, we don't kill eagles.
No, we would never shoot an eagle. That's
but
protected.
hence the dogs. The dogs just run the eagles
They will run off.
We don't. That's not, no. Are your chickens organic? The meat birds and egg girls.
Okay, so we are an organic certified farm. The whole farm is certified organic. Our pastures are certified organic. The chickens are not certified organic. We did not choose to go in that direction because of the cost of the feed. So we did a non-GMO through a company called Sunrise Feeds, and that is the same feed that Polyface uses on their feed. If you're not familiar with Polyface, you can look them up. One of the one of the most well-known farms in the world. Okay, Joel Salatin lives about an hour and a half from us, and his farm does non-GMO just like we do. They do Cornish cross. All that being said, this year we did a non-GMO bird. It's called a Freedom Ranger, and they are non-GMO. I can't say that the Cornish cross are GMO or non-GMO, but for sure the Freedom Rangers were non-GMO. The feed we gave them is non-GMO. They are fed on pastures that are organic and given fresh water every day.
Yes.
So I gotta say they're really good.
Someone wants to know if I'm a supermodel. Maybe back in the day. But oh, how the mighty have fallen.
Good night, Robbie. Thanks for coming and hanging out with us. Let's see.
I know in West Virginia you can rent the equipment for a small fee for the West Virginia Department of Agriculture for that.
You probably can. I don't think our local ag departments have it. They might. It's worth a call. Personally, I wanted to have the equipment myself. I've always had a plucker. When we sold our cabin a few years back, we got a turkey plucker, which is absolutely huge.
It is huge.
You can put 1 or 2 turkeys in it. You can't put 2 turkeys in our chicken plucker. It's not going to work.
And then Plague of Badgers wants to know if you've been stuck in the chicken coop lately.
Okay, for those of you that don't know that video, I got down in the chicken coop when I was grabbing the chicken and the door shut and locked me in. So I stayed in there for a little while. And you can't believe this, but I got cell reception. We don't live in an area with cell reception. We're in the Green Bank Observatory's a quiet zone, so there's no cell reception here. I don't know how my phone got cell reception, but it was really nice that my wife come and got me out of there.
You're lucky I came down to get you out of there. I should have left you in there longer.
Lone Soul, you said Red Foxes cleaned out your hens this past spring. I'm really sorry to hear that. For us, it was the foxes, and it was also a mink. Boy, they will clean you out so fast. There won't be anything left. Yeah. We have to really be mindful of that when we're out at night, kind of hunting these things down.
So Baroness was also a show dog. So when we got her cleaned up to take her to a local show, she went a week on house arrest, basically, because she would inevitably get sprayed by a skunk. So we got her washed up, and she was a house dog for that week. She was miserable. But during that week, we had a coyote coming in from one side and foxes coming in from the other, and they took out 40 birds. Do you remember that when the chicken coop was down by the garden?
Gosh, that was a while ago. Yeah, I remember that.
They killed the beautiful, good rooster
they got a bunch of them.
Yeah,
so
it was bad.
And we got a lot of them too, so it worked out okay. I mean, it didn't work out okay. We lost a bunch of birds, but in the end, we're not having problems now. Let me say that. So a couple questions. Amy Louise, your comment was, we're good people and we don't let the bad comments get to you. I got to tell you, if we get a bad comment, just to address this real quick, if I get a bad comment, and I say a bad comment, if someone's cussing, that's not going to get shown on the channel. If someone's being a jerk or saying something that's really just going to bring us down, I'm not going to keep that comment. If someone has a different opinion, though, like I get a lot of folks who said, hey, I liked your video up until the end until you asked us to pray for him. I can't support that. Well, I'm going to leave that comment. And that's an opportunity for us to share Christ and share our faith. And that's really important to me. Those comments can stay, but if anybody's being kind of punkish, I'm just not going to keep that, because that's not the vibe that we want to promote here.
We flashed and says, sorry.
You got to stop hitting that, or they're going to start going like this. Ooh. All right.
She says, Kevin, you better watch out or your wife's going to get tired of you. When you get too old, she might put you in a wheelchair and push you in front of a Mack truck. I want to do that to you.
Yeah, she'd send me down the mountain.
You do that yourself.
I do that myself. If you haven't seen the video where I flipped a side-by-side, go back to our history and type in the word Yamaha. I rolled the Yamaha. It was fun. That's all I got to say. So I'm okay if she runs me down the mountain. It's kind of fun, actually.
Thank you, Plague of Badgers, for posting our website. And then there's a homesteadish conference in West Virginia next month.
Where's that? Country Roads?
I've heard about it, though. There's always a homesteading conference this time of year.
I wonder if that's Joel or his son. But that would be fun to go. And I think, I'm not a good speaker, so I don't know that I could do a good speaking thing, because I really don't know a lot about farming. I just do farming.
Well, the farming. I was going to say you went as a guest speaker for.
I've spoken in my industry
for the cars and stuff.
I've done that, and that's been fun. But all right, let's see what we got.
I want to go get my Bible and look up Psalms 37:11.
Well, you can do that. There's one right there, but don't be careful with the camera. So we're not towards the end, but we're gonna finish this up in a little while. I want to show you
his bedtime.
Yeah, it's way past my bedtime. I'm going to show you a couple cameras, and then later I'm going to do a video on the cameras that I used to do this. You want to go ahead and read?
Psalms 37:11. But the meek shall inherit the earth and shall delight themselves in the abundance of peace. Amen.
Amen to that. So here's a couple of neat things or cameras that I used that worked really well. We have game cameras. What you see here is some black tape. What I ended up doing was covering up all the LEDs, because if it was nighttime, the black or the LEDs would light off the license plate and flash it out. You couldn't read it. If the license plate was lit itself, this could have potentially read it. This is I think it's a stealth camera. I've put some links in the description. When the video goes up tomorrow, you'll be able to see that. That's a stealth camera. Here's another stealth camera. I'm reaching, I'm sorry. This is a 4K stealth camera. These things are awesome. And the reason I went with 4K is that I wanted to be able to zoom in. If you get a 1080p or 720 and you're trying to get that information, it's not going to happen. Okay? Or it's hard. It gets kind of pixelated. Now, here's a cheap camera that I got. I think I got at AliExpress. You can also get them on Amazon. I'll leave a link in the description. I may not have posted it, but when I put it up, I'll do it. What I like about this one is that it's got batteries and a solar. Now, a lot of your cameras will do a thing called DVR. We'll talk about that in the next video. DVR is when it deletes an old video and then it just keeps kind of writing itself over. That's really important. Now, here's a neat camera. Now, it looks like a cell phone, doesn't it? Okay. It's got a little, you see that right there? So it's saying that's got 99%. Now, what you're also not seeing, and I did this purposefully, these are LED lights. So at night, it's motion detected and it'll capture anything that moves. This is one that you can hide pretty well. That's kind of a fun camera. And somewhere, do you see my other camera?
Which one?
I don't know. It's a little tiny one. Looks like a box.
No.
Okay. So somewhere on my desk is and you probably can't see my desk. I'm really glad you guys can't see my desk.
Be glad.
All right, in the description, you're going to see a little camera. It's a box. It's a cube, and it's about 1.5 by 1.5 inches. That was hidden somewhere, and I use a battery. And the battery looks like this camera, actually. So we use a battery connected to it, and that camera did not operate normally, but it did operate in a manner that we could get information from it. Now, when you have all these cameras and you're thinking you're going to catch somebody, it's probably not going to happen in the battery life that you would with a AA or AAA, or most of these are AA's. So what I used was these things right here. Now, you see, got a little cable on it. This charger is really cool because it's got different voltages. So we can use it on different things. And I think this is kind of interesting. Again, link in the description. It's kind of cool. I like it. Can you grab that other one there for me? The one I like the most is really cool. Now, this one right here is a solar. There's a 12-volt battery in here. It connects to your camera. This thing can go off like, I don't know, 10 foot. This is the thing that he stole. He stole 2 or 3 of my cameras and one of these battery packs. This battery pack will probably never run out for your camera. Again, if you want to know more about these, you can go onto the website. You can email me, and I'll give you some more details about it. And then I'll do a video pretty soon. That way you guys, you can see it, and hopefully it'll help some other folks. So let's go back to answering a couple of questions, and we're going to get ready to just about finish this up.
Romans 10.
Catherine, welcome. It's Cherry Baby. That's funny. I like your screen name. Kippy Kate, good to see you. Wheel Life Cycling.
Word is near you in your mouth and in your heart.
They did not arrest him. Are you a cyclist? Because I used to be a cyclist too, way back in the day. Oh, Plague of Badger said, hey, some of you guys don't know about our B&B. I wish there was a way I could share my screen so you can see some pictures of the B&B. It's a small cottage. It has a bedroom upstairs, kind of a loft where you look down below. It's neat. It's got a sleeper couch. It's not really comfortable, but it works for kids. So it's 2 queen-size beds. It's one upstairs. The sleeper couch is a queen-size bed too. Has a deck. We put a hot tub on the back. And so at night, you get the Milky Way, and it's gorgeous. So, and then we do book through Airbnb, and we do that mainly because they kind of qualify some of the guests, and it makes it a little bit easier. If you ever want to come out to the farm, we can give you a personal tour. We're probably going to drag you along. If you caught a video earlier in the week, Melanie from Richmond, one of our friends, came up. We put her to work. It was a lot of fun.
She wanted it.
Who was it? Kurt. I don't know if Kurt's here. Kurt from Maple, Sawyer's Maple. Kurt came down from Maine because he wants to move to the area. He makes maple syrup up in Maine. And so he came down and spent a week with us. And his sister-in-law helped Emily milk.
Every day.
It was so much fun. So if anybody wants to come work on the farm, we'd love to have you. There's always something to do.
Mark's favorite was Romans 10, 9, and 10. Your turn.
I can't read. I don't have my glasses. I'm not blind, but I can't read without my reading glasses.
I don't like this Bible. I don't like the way it's okay. That if you confess with your mouth the Lord Jesus and believe in your heart that God has raised him from the dead, you will be saved. For with the heart one believes unto righteousness, and with the mouth confession is made unto salvation.
I like that.
I love Romans.
We're studying Romans
now
on Sunday night, so that's what we're doing. I think we're in chapter 4 right now.
Wheel
Chapter
of
3 or 4.
cycling. He's been an Ironman for 25 years.
Okay, you're a real cyclist. I'm just a hack. But I did race as a cat racer way back in the 80s and the 90s. Then I converted over to do off-road triathlon, where I competed in Xterra, and then expert on the mountain bike. So I don't race anymore. I'd love to be able to ride, but I just don't have the time.
Sherry, I want to say it's K&E is our host name on Airbnb.
It is. So you can locate us through Highland County, or you can look up our name of our B&B is called The Best Views in Highland. Or just go to our website, millgapfarms.com, and you can stay here, click that, and it'll take you right to it.
Hello from West Virginia. What is your host name? Sold with the Milky Way. The Milky Way goes right through our valley. So on a clear night, it is absolutely beautiful.
It is. So I think we're a Bortle 2, and the Bortle scale I think is up to like 9. I could be wrong. The higher the number, the more like it would be in New York City, where you look up and you don't see anything. The lower the number, it'd be out in the middle of the ocean. And we're supposed to be a Bortle 2, so it's pretty dark skies here.
Yes, come and stay with us on your coast-to-coast road trip, especially if you have your chickens.
We'll always have chickens on the farm. No meat birds in the winter, though. I'll tell you that right now. It's a bad idea.
You are wonderful. Thank you for the update. You are very welcome.
Let's see. Let me do another couple of questions that we had or comments.
Hold on. Real quick, can we just give Kevin a round of applause for being up past 9 o'clock?
What time is it?
It's 10 o'clock.
Oh, hey. It's late. I get up at like 3. So I do get up early. I do any of my video work early in the mornings, and then my correspondence, and then about 6 a.m. is when I hit the farm, and then I'm on the farm all day. Question from Tom Hill, 1713. How much cash did you lose? I know you're not in the chat, but for you guys, we're between $1,000 and $2,000 in cash, and then we have to add in the cameras and some other things. So he got us for a little bit, but it happens. It happens.
But if we can make an impact on his life, then it'll be worth it.
Yeah. When I said pray for him, I really meant it. We have forgiven him, although he doesn't know this, but we have forgiven him, and that's what we have to do. As a Christian, you must forgive. And that's what we did. Dale Press 1. I would like to find out who was driving him and dropped him off the last time. They need to go to jail as well. At a minimum, they too need to be shamed. Well, yeah, they probably do need to be shamed. I don't know who was driving him. There was 1 or 2 times when in the video you might hear him. The guy looks back and says, "Hey, Dad, I'll get this." And I'm like, that's terrible.
And it's the same car, so you got to assume.
Somebody asked, K-A-N-A-K-E-T-S-U, Kanatasu. I'm going to mess that up. Why not get one of those money lock boxes? We talked about that in the beginning, and we don't want to do a money lock box because that's really not what our community is about. Now, does that mean that people aren't going to steal from us again? Well, they probably will. And if they need it bad enough, they can have it. And they're welcome to come up, and if they need something, we'll give it to them. Not a bunch of money though, but I mean, we'll give them what we can give them or what they need.
So Bluefield, West Virginia is about 3 hours from here.
Are they the same or different years? Can you look and say something about the dark? Oh, this is a syrup question. Are they the same or from different years? This was a video that we put up that had 2 different colors of syrup. And in that video, the syrup was from the same year. When you make syrup, early season's light. As we go through the season, it gets a little bit darker. We don't blend water from other farms to make our syrup. We don't blend within the color spectrum. We don't blend other people's syrup with ours and call it ours. So whatever came out of the tree that day, that's what we bottle. So sometimes the bottles will be a little bit darker and sometimes they'll be a little bit lighter.
Good night, y'all. For those of you who are leaving the chat, good night.
Good night, Steve. Thanks for coming out. Say good night to media for us. Somebody asked, are we able to add up all the thefts to make it a felony? We talked about that earlier. We can't do that. It's a bunch of misdemeanors. Were they stealing products or money?
Both.
They took both. We do have a total of the cameras and the cash, but I can't tell you what it is. I can't remember it. That was all submitted to the sheriff's department, and they took that in consideration. And then, of course, the magistrate issued all the arrest warrants, and off they go.
Yeah. I don't understand why they didn't get him.
Okay, so he's not from here. He lives in a county north of us, and as a result, our sheriff can't go into that county and grab him. What they have to do is create an arrest warrant, and then the sheriff from the other county will go and try to catch him, and eventually they'll get him, and then they'll bring him back to the courthouse there. Our deputy or sheriffs or deputies will go up and grab him and bring him back here, and he'll be prosecuted or whatever goes next. I'm not really good at that stuff, so I don't know. They'll do what they need to do. All right, something just changed. Okay.
There's one more verse.
I think a good spanking would be in order. Thank you, Banjo.
Jeremiah what?
29:11. Yep, I remember you sharing that with me. Country roads. All right, in just a couple of minutes, we're going to end up. If you guys have any more questions, go ahead and put them in the chat. We'll get what we can. I want to say thanks a lot. I am grateful that you guys are here, learning our story, learning about the farm stand. It means a lot. I hope we didn't stumble too bad through this live. It has definitely been interesting. I probably won't do another one this late. I'm going to tell you that right now. I get up so early. I might get to sleep into a 4 tomorrow, but who really knows? But we're definitely grateful.
You were in bed late today. You were in past 4. It was like 5 or 6 o'clock before you got out of bed.
I was awake.
Well, I know.
I get up at 3 and I'm awake. I just laid there.
Luke was up at 1. So Jeremiah 29:11. For I know the thoughts I think toward you, says the Lord, thoughts of peace and not of evil, to give you a future and a hope. And what version is this?
Plague of Badgers. Plague of Badgers, I didn't say thank you for your, not Plague of Badgers, I'm sorry.
Country Roads.
Country Roads, I didn't say thank you for your service. Thank you. You guys that have served us, whether we're in the military or a first responder, thank you. Did you just hear that?
Yeah.
That sound like our kids are up, or the dog just dropped something.
The dog is going upstairs. Hope you guys have a good week. Good to see you both. Those farm gals know the score. Good night. Thanks for sharing your blessings. Thank you for being here.
Yeah, thanks everybody for being here. We're going to end this thing up.
I'm tired.
We are tired. It's been a long day. We're going to put out a video. I think this will go live, not live, but it'll go up tomorrow most likely. And then right now we're posting every other day. We may have to reduce that down a little bit because it is hard to do the farm work and post videos every single day and the orders. That's been really nice. But it's definitely been a challenge doing everything we do here on the farm. We love sharing what God's done with us or done for us with you guys. It's definitely a blessing, that's for sure. But sometimes it can be a challenge.
Let it rain, please. Thank you.
Hello from Michigan. Hi, Rebel.
Ooh, Rebel Canner.
Glad to have you here. All right. I think we should end this thing. What do you think? All right. Thanks, everybody, for watching. We're really grateful to have you here. Do let me know when you're in the comments if you ever watch one of our videos, even if you just put something like, "Hey Kev, why'd you do that?" or "Hey, that was a bad idea." It won't be the first comment I saw like that, but we'd love to know that you're watching. It really means a lot to us.
And should we do lives more often?
I'm going to leave that up to you guys. If you want us to do another live, somebody gave us a super chat.
Oh, thank you, Sherry.
That is really neat. I didn't know anything about super chats. They're really pretty cool. Thank you very much. We really appreciate it. We appreciate all the support that you guys give us. If you want us to do another live, let us know in comments or go to the website and email us. That would be great. We'd love to hear from you. Thanks a lot, everybody, for watching. I don't know if you can give us a thumbs up, but that'd be really cool if you could.
Until next time.
God bless you. Now I got to get up here and turn you off. I don't know how this works.
Trying to figure it out.
I got to go in the stream. There we go.
Good night.
Night, everybody. Okay. There we go.